and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good evening, and welcome to the second edition of the Longines World's Best Jockey Awards ceremony. Just a couple of days ago, we witnessed some of the world's best jockeys in action during the Longines International Jockey Championship at Happy Valley. From Europe to America, Asia to Australia, via South Africa, these jockeys rank amongst the finest athletes the sport has to offer. Yet, when we look at the race, the first thing we do is we study the form of the horse. Can it go left-handed or right-handed? Will it go on soft ground and good ground? Yet once those starting gates open, we must rely completely on the jockey's talent to make the right decision at the right time. For it is the jockey who knows the exact layout of the track, the strength of the opposition, what possible tactics they might employ. And it is the jockey who must know what his or her mount is capable of. Last year, Ryan Moore, the inaugural winner of the Longines World's Best Jockey Award, left the racing world breathless as he jetted around the globe, winning classic races in Europe, American summer highlights in Chicago, before dominating the Australian Spring Carnival. In 2015, the chase for the title was once more very competitive. But of all the jockeys that rode around the world, there was one who was simply riding out of his skin. He was on top of his game from the very start of the season, right through to the very end of it, when he produced one of the most audacious and memorable rides of the season, if not the decade or even the century. A ride, while taking nothing away from the horse's performance, gave him a victory, or should I say another victory, in one of the world's most prestigious and sought-after race. Here now to tell us more about the Longines World's Best Jockey Award, and to reveal this year's winner, I would now like to ask Mr. Juan Carlos Capelli, Vice President of Longines and Head of International Marketing, as well as Mr. Louis Romanet, Chairman of the IFHA, the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities, to come and join me on stage. Good evening, gentlemen. Bonsoir.
Dear Chairman, Cher Louis, dear Simon, dear Deputy Chairman, Mr. Rautenenschuh, dear Vice Chairman, Brian Canava, dear Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Winfried Engelbrecht, dear partners, ladies and gentlemen, and many of you, dear friends. On behalf of the Longines management, we are pleased to welcome you tonight for the second ceremony of the Longines World Best Jockey Award. This prize is a proud joint initiative of Longines and the IFHA. And it is a pleasure for me to be accompanied by the chairman of this prestigious association, Mr. Louis Romanet, to present this award. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Hong Kong Jockey Club for hosting such a great gala dinner. As you may know, Longines' history has been closely linked to the equestrian world since 1878. Since then, we have never ceased to increase our involvement as a timekeeper for equine disciplines. In fact, we are now partner of some of the major equestrian events of the world, including the famous and well-known Longines Hong Kong International Races on Sunday, to which we are all looking forward. For this reason, it seemed natural for a brand not only to be associated with these events, but also to celebrate the people who share the same passion for equestrian sport as Longines. In fact, rewarding excellence in equestrian sport is a way for Longines to promote our core values, such as elegance, tradition, and performance. In order to introduce you to the various awards that Longines presents, I would like now to show you a short movie.
It's just a really great moment for me to see how much Longines really does for this sport and how valued that is by the women who participate. Horses bring out the best in people, and it's about working together, and nothing that I've ever achieved have I done alone. So to be recognized by Longines, and to be recognized above all by the owner of Longines, Leila Hayek, and who runs the company, who's done so much for horses, it's a massive compliment and an accolade I'll take with me all my life.
Jockeys are incredible athletes. Their amazing skills are impressive, and they deserve to be recognized for the talent. And this is why tonight we are all here to celebrate the jockey with the best performance during the year, Frankie Dettori. By the way, I would like to underline the exceptional achievements of Victor Espinosa and Ryan Moore, who tied for second place this year. Longines is proud to present Frankie Dettori with a model from the Longines Master Collection in rose gold. In addition, we will also present him a special trophy, a crystal vase which shows inspiration from the Apollo fountain of the Château de Versailles. It will be engraved with his name next to the inaugural winner of the Longines World Best Jockey Award, the British jockey Ryan Moore. I would like to thank you for your attention, and I give the floor now to Louis Romanet, who will now say a few words about the 2015 winner of the Longines World Best Jockey Award.
First, I would like to thank our hosts, the Hong Kong Jockey Club. They play a great role in the world horse racing industry because they are, as Walter van Kennel told us, a beloved jockey club. Everybody is jealous of them. But also because Winfried is the vice chairman of the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities, and with the support of Simon Heap and his great team with Andrew Harding, who is now the executive director of IFHA, and with Bill Nader, to which I wish the best of luck for the future, starting February next year after this marvelous experience. Because right now, early on, you were told about the number of foreign horses that were participating to the big day on Sunday, but what was not mentioned is the fantastic work which is done during this week by all the executives from horse racing authorities around the world, by a lot of the technicians, the chairman of our committees. It's 7 days of meeting, morning and afternoon, and it's more than 100 officials from all around the world who are there in Hong Kong to celebrate the horse racing industry. And I must thank the Hong Kong Jockey Club for this fantastic support. I want also to thank Longines. Longines is a fantastic partner. You've been listening to Walter and to Juan Carlos, but you cannot imagine the work they do. They travel all over the world. We very often are at the same place at the same time. They have a fantastic team, which we have the pleasure to work with all around the world. We started with IFHA with the world best horse racing for the horses in the rankings in 2013. Then we extended our plan to the jockeys on the suggestion of Juan Carlos. It was Juan Carlos, and we had a problem to find out what criteria should be used. And by working, we decided to take the 100 top racers of the previous year as a reference for this World Jockeys, Longines World Jockeys Award. And I think it was a great idea, thanks to Juan Carlos. And the next step will be added next year in January, when on top of the Longines World Best Racehorse ranking, we will have the new Longines World Best Horse Race based on the ranking. So there is a logic to the system. If we go now to the jockeys, I must say personally that I consider that it is a fantastic profession, but a very tough one. One day you can win a Group 1, the following day you can fall, and the following day you can eventually be sanctioned by the stewards for interference. It's a very tough profession, and one of my previous chairmen was Jean-Luc Lagardère, who had a Formula One team, told me, Louis, always consider the jockeys like the equivalent of Formula One drivers. They have a fantastic capacity with them, because clearly the horse is also an athlete, and without the horse, the jockey cannot win. But with the jockey, the horse can lose. For me, Frankie is special. And when I was trying to find out how to define him, I was looking at what I think is important for a jockey and for the horse industry. I think the first thing is that Frankie is very friendly to promote our sport. Very friendly with the media and very friendly with the public. Frankie always makes the show. As everybody knows, his flying jump is expected. When he wins a Group 1, it's not the end of it. Everybody waits until he comes in the paddock. We hope his knees will carry him for more years, but I warn him to be careful, knowing that he will be 45 next Tuesday. Happy birthday in advance, Frankie. And I would say simply that Frankie is, for me, one of the greatest riders of all time. I've been attending racing for more than 50 years, and I must say that I've never been more impressed by him than by the masterpiece ride he made in the Arc de Triomphe last year. When he came on he was on the white side, outside in the stalls, and there was a pacemaker that was not making the pace, so he just came behind. He started first. I think it was really one of the greatest rides we've seen ever, and we will have pleasure now to watch a few of his races. Thank you.
They're off and racing. And it is Golden Horn, driven out, remains unbeaten. Golden Horn won the derby. They're off. Undrafted, Brazen Bow towards the near side, tries to peg him back. Undrafted wins the Diamond Jubilee of the Frankie. They're off. And it will be Golden Horn, a perfect 5 out of 5. Golden Horn has won the Eclipse.
Enfin qui va s'imposer. Incroyable Frankie Dettori qui va s'imposer dans l'Arc de Triomphe une nouvelle fois.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, please put your hands together now for Frankie Dettori, the winner of the 2015 Longines World's Best Jockey Award. Frankie. Yes, you can keep the watch.
My son wanted it, but I think I'm going to keep this one. It looks too nice.
Frankie, tell us, you're, as everyone mentioned, you're one of the most well-known jockeys around the world. You have received many prizes. What does it mean to you to be crowned the Longines World's Best Jockey?
Well, it's about time that somebody did something for it, and Longines decided to have this competition, and I know it's only been the second year, but I'm sure many other good jockeys will win this award, and it's also, to me, it's very, very important. I'm getting a bit long in the tooth now, and I haven't got that many years left, so to actually get one of these, I'm very, very pleased.
And tell us, we've saw some amazing moments of this year. I mean, can you pick a moment that was very special to you, or a couple?
Well, I must say, I give. I'm very lucky to do something that I love, and I was very lucky this year to have a great horse like Golden Horn. Then he's won me the Derby, that probably was my biggest thrill in my career, and the famous ride in the Arc. So, if it wasn't for him, I guess I would not be getting this. But it's been an absolutely fantastic year from the beginning till the end, and I just have to pinch myself what a great year 2015 has been for me, and I hope I can have another year like this, but I doubt it very much.
Well, we are convinced you can do it again, so don't be pessimistic. This is Frankie Dettori, after all, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Put your hands together, and before we let you go, if I could please invite Mr. Walter von Kenel, the president of Longines. If I could also invite Mr. Winfried Engelbrecht-Breskes, the vice chairman of the IFHA, as well as Mr. Brian Kavanagh, the vice chairman of the IFHA, to come and join us up here for another photo opportunity. Frankie, if you come next here, please. Louis, if you could stand here. And you go next to Frankie. If I may. Brian, if I can have you here. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Frankie, I would ask you to do the flying dismount off the stage, but I think your trophy is a little bit too valuable to do that. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.